Have you ever wondered why trees never go on a diet? Well, they make their own food. That's right. Trees are like magical green machines, cooking up a storm without ever needing a kitchen. Now, how do they do it? It's not magic, but something called photosynthesis. It sounds like a big word, doesn't it? But don't worry, we'll break it down in a jiffy. So buckle up and prepare to enter the fascinating world of tree chefs. Stay tuned to find out how trees whip up their own meals. Imagine if you could make cookies from sunlight and air. That's kind of what trees do. Now, let's dive into the secret recipe of trees, a process known as photosynthesis. It might sound like a big word, but it's just a fancy name for how trees whip up their food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Imagine the sun as a giant oven in the sky, sending down rays of warm sunlight. Trees, like master chefs, use their leaves like solar panels to catch these rays. This is the first ingredient in our recipe, sunlight. Next, let's add a dash of water. Trees pull water up from the ground through their roots, like drinking through a super long straw. This water isn't just for quenching thirst, it's a crucial part of our recipe. The final ingredient is carbon dioxide, a gas that's all around us in the air we breathe. Trees take in carbon dioxide through tiny pores in their leaves called stomata. Just think of them as the tree's nostrils. Now that we have all our ingredients, let's get cooking. Inside the leaf, in a tiny kitchen known as the chloroplast, sunlight energy splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen then combines with carbon dioxide to create glucose, a type of sugar. Think of glucose as the tree's cookie, its source of energy. But wait, there's a bonus. The oxygen, a byproduct of this process, gets released back into the air. It's like when you bake cookies and the wonderful smell fills the room, except in this case, it's fresh, breathable air for us. So there you have it. The tree has taken sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide and turned them into glucose and oxygen. It's a magical recipe that happens all around us every day, keeping our planet green and our air fresh. And voila, the tree has made its food and given us some fresh air to breathe. But who are the chefs in this magical green kitchen, you may ask? Well, let's meet our green chefs, the chlorophyll. Now you might be wondering, what's a chlorophyll? It's not a chef that cooks in a fancy restaurant. Instead, it's a magical green pigment found in the leaves of plants. This chlorophyll is a bit like a culinary wizard, but instead of using pots and pans, it uses the energy from the sunlight. Yes, you heard it right, sunlight. Just like how you use energy to play and study, chlorophyll uses energy too, but from the sun. Now let's talk about the ingredients. What do you think chlorophyll needs to whip up its magic? Well, it's nothing fancy, just some water and carbon dioxide. Yes, the same carbon dioxide that we breathe out. So how does this all come together? Imagine the chlorophyll as a chef. The sun is its stove, providing the heat. The water and carbon dioxide are the ingredients. Mixing them all together, the chlorophyll, or our green chef, cooks up something sweet and energy-packed called glucose. This glucose is the food for the plant, giving it the energy to grow and thrive. And there you have it, the magical process of photosynthesis, powered by our solar chefs, the chlorophyll. These little green chefs are cooking round the clock, using the power of the sun, water, and carbon dioxide to create food. So, the next time you see a green leaf, remember, it's a little solar chef hard at work. Now that you know how trees make their food, are you ready for a quick quiz? Let's dive right in. Question 1. What's the special process called where plants make their own food? That's right, it's photosynthesis. Good job. Now for the next one. What two main ingredients do plants need for this process? You nailed it if you said sunlight and carbon dioxide. Now here's a tricky one. Who are the solar chefs in our story? Did you guess the chloroplasts in the leaves of plants? Bravo! They indeed are the ones cooking up the food using sunlight. And lastly, what's the delicious food that plants make? Yes, it's glucose. It's like the sweetest candy for plants. Well done, you're becoming a photosynthesis pro. Here's one last question for you to think about. If you were a tree, what kind of food would you want to make using photosynthesis?